Hello there everybody, welcome back to another Slay the Spire mod video. Today we take a look at the Guardian, which is a new playable character based off of the aforementioned name, the Guardian. This is the one boss on the first floor. So similar starting stats as, well, I suppose Defect starts with less HP today I learned, but his interesting thing here is mode shifter. So when we lose 10 HP, we gain 3 defensive mode and 15 block, which means that that's something that I'm going to have to pay attention to. Okay, what do you got here? 10 card deck, which is actually much smaller than a normal deck. The art I love, dude. This looks really, really good. So basic strikes, basic defends, and then we have a curl up. So we gain defensive mode. In defensive mode, you have 3 thorns. And you deal 25% less damage, but you gain 2 block when you play a card. Okay, that's interesting, honestly. And then this is a 4x2 attack that also gives you socket. And socket gems can be placed into this socket at a rest site to combine this gem's effect with the card's effect. Okay, so I already see where this is kind of going to go. We're going to have an interesting mechanic with these gems on this run. Is it possible for me to get a free elite fight? It's looking like hell no, it ain't. In fact, it is literally hell no, it ain't. So I'm going to take this path here on the far right. We'll see where it takes us. And we're in a nice spot where we can actually, we can go through these pretty easily. So we got all kinds of stuff going on now. And I'm going to have to pay attention to all of this. So place a random card from your draw pile into stasis. A card in stasis gains a turn counter equal to its cost plus 1. Turn counter is reduced by 1. When the counter reaches 0, it is returned to your hand and becomes 0 cost until played. So this also deals 5 damage and 5 block. I'll tell you what, this seems really cool. This also seems cool, but let's rock this for now. If we can get a very high cost card, I can see that being legitimately insane for us. So far, these are not exactly that. So add a ward to your hand, 0 cost block cards, which exhaust. Fair enough. And it's a gem. So gems can be placed into sockets and cards at a rest site. So this cannot, so this is a gem. I'm going to take it just because I don't understand what a gem is. But let's do it. I'm going to remove a strike. Some things stay standard in Slay the Spire, and usually removing a strike is going to be good enough for me. So what we got here? None of these are gems. They're all sockets, which means I can put stuff in them. I like the idea of being able to do extra damage if I'm in defensive mode. So this seems pretty cool. Applying vulnerable, I'm not sure if this is really what we want. Let me take the roll attack. Once again, I have no idea what I'm doing. So you may be looking at me going, hey, stupid. Don't play the way that you are playing at the current moment. So enhance is a free action. Place a gem in an open socket. Okay, so Aquamarine is going to go into roll attack. And now I gain the benefit of Aquamarine on roll attack. So it adds a ward to my hand. Okay, and dude, this actually works really well on roll attack now that I think about it. And let's actually just make this card better on top of it. Interesting mechanic. This is going to be a little bit weird. It's going to take some time for me to get used to it. But I kind of like the idea. We haven't even put anything into stasis yet. We got all kinds of garbage we haven't quite figured out. So, I'm going to continue to remove cards. A thin deck is a happy deck, is what I always say. It's the first time I've ever said it, but you know what? It's good enough, and this is our first real combat, so let's think here. So let us put that, and then I put a defend into stasis. I understand. Okay, he has orbs, more or less. So another 5 block, and then hit you with a twin slam, hit you with this. We take 1 damage. Oh, friggin' well, dude. That is really not a concern of mine at the current moment. So deal 13 damage if I'm in defensive mode. I am not, which is fine. I gained a crystal ward. This is my ward. I understand. I did learn about these, and I'm going to chill as is. Probably could have killed him now that I'm looking at the situation. So our stasis card has been returned to our hand. It's lovely to see it. Not really what I'm looking for here, but that's okay. Gotta kill this guy before he does too much bad things to me. 13 plus 6. And then a block. We're going to go down another 5. I'm getting close to being in defensive mode, which I feel like, you know, like pretty much all the time you don't want to be in defensive mode. Maybe I'm quite wrong. This might be a good time for me to go into defensive mode, but I am instead going to put up 6 block, and this is going to put me into defensive mode anyway. Okay. So fair enough. We now get to see what life is like in a defensive mode here. We'll figure it out. So, Quartz, I like the idea of having a card that draws. Especially Twin Slam having it. It could be useful. Gain a dex, add a random power card to your hand. It costs 1 less this combat. I feel like this could be solid. Gaining dex for 1 and getting a random power. Let's roll with that. It seems positive. I could buy the Quartz now. Place this card into stasis. Tick, deal 8 damage to a random enemy. So tick, the effect is triggered whenever the card's turn counter is reduced. Okay. This is interesting, at least. Yeah, it's interesting. Strength affects this card 2 times. Don't really have a strength build at the current moment, so I don't feel amazing about that. Let's actually, we'll buy the Quartz on sale. See if we can make that work going forward here. So let's place a random card into stasis. That card is Strike. Okay. Now give me a power. When defensive mode is removed, gain a strength for each turn it was active. And then I'm about to gain 2 defensive mode. So I'm in defensive mode for 2 more turns? Is that what that means? I'm assuming so. Yeah, okay. I saw it tick down, so that's good. This will add a defensive ward to my hand. And keep in mind, every time we play a block, we get a 2 extra block for it as well. It's going to take a little bit of time for me to get used to fully understanding how things work in here. But I think so far so good. Thorns is something I feel like we just genuinely don't need. For 2 turns, you can't lose HP or play attacks. I'm sorry, but this just seems bad. I'm going to take an extra power card. And then we are going to fight the elite. I feel like, you know, with Preserved Insect, we should be going all in on this. So give me a random card in stasis. That card is Ancient Power. Interesting. Let's do this. This is the exact same one we just had, so that's fine by me. I'm in defensive mode. I would rather not take any damage, although we need to smack this guy ASAP. But keep in mind, we'll be getting a little bit of power here, some strength coming out when that card comes out. And by that, what I mean when that happens, you understand what I was getting at. Construction Foam, I don't think is what we want to do here. I'd much rather kill you. It's a novel idea, I know. 9 damage, place the next non-exhausting attack or skill you play this turn into stasis. I'm not really sure that's what I'm looking for. I'm not sure any of these are all that good. I'm not sure that putting cards into stasis is necessarily the right idea when they're not worth a ton. And maybe that's just a poor thing on my part, but I feel like I should be... as a whole, first of all, he's a very small man right here, but I feel like I should be doing my best to collect high cost cards, but maybe not. Gain 4 block at the end of each turn in defensive mode. Can I get into defensive mode? Probably not. And I'm playing a lot of powers now, so 2 strength is gonna make this 10. It's not worth it. Now, I'm in defensive mode. Probably something that I could have thought of a little bit before this. I will take no damage here, surprisingly enough. Gain another dex. Gain another power, so gain 2 dex while in defensive mode. It's like really, really good, dude. Holy crap, it's really good. You know what? Give me another defensive mode for a little while, and then I'll smack you for 1. Still taking no damage. This guy's 14 strength up, though, which is a little bit insane. So 9 damage. Oh, it's an extra 9 when I'm in defensive mode, dude. That is super duper strong. Holy crap. I am going to use my energy potion to kill him, so that we actually come out of that feeling real good. And Mob Bank, it's not great, but, you know, it's okay. So I like this a lot, actually. We can now start to collect some things. So what gem do I have? I have quartz. Let's do it on Twin Slam. And I know you may be like, you know, Tyler, why not put it on Bubble Beam here? Or Bobble Beam, I guess is the better way of doing it. Gain a dex and an artifact. Holy crap, that is strong. I will be doing that, please. It's me, but better. Or he's you, but better. I'm not sure, to be honest. Give me the strength. It's just going to make us deal way more damage early on here. And that seems like a positive to me. So, maybe the goal is to both go into defensive mode at the same time. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I genuinely don't know what the right strategy is on this one, but I do know one thing. I will be gaining dex right here. Revenge Protocol, absolutely. We've learned this is a very, very good card. And I will take another one. I mean, I still want it for sure, but I think it's in our best interest to instead chill on that front. And then, honestly, curl up and gain defensive mode a little bit here. We'll chill. I feel like living our life in defensive mode might genuinely be one of the best ways for us to play currently. You know, we have a very, very defense-focused run. So I feel okay, full focus on defense, and we do not want to get smacked by him here. So we're still in defensive mode one more turn. When we get out, we're going to get like 4 strength on top of this, which is a little bit nuts. And, let's see, do I get, oh my god, we got so much stuff, man. I believe we will take 2 damage, but that's the price you pay. I'm up 12 strength, dude. My lord. That is just a lot of strength, mind you. And that's going to do 18 damage twice. Give me the 5 block. It's fine by me. We're up 12 strength. That's 12, by the way. Gain 2 strength for each turn defensive mode was active. That is definitely, like, insane. Seems very strong to continually get that. And it seems like you get that power a lot, so I am not even in the slightest bit complaining. It's 18 twice, 12 twice, you're dead, dude. Okay. That's a good start, I feel. For 2 turns, block is not removed. Gain 15 block and gain defensive mode. That seems really good. 1 momentary strength. Adds a debuff effect, which causes you to lose the buff at the end of your turn. Okay. It's fair. Accelerate the rightmost card in stasis with a turn counter. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take Spheric Shield because it fits that defensive garbage we're doing right now. And then let's get weird and let's literally remove all of our strengths. And you may be like, or strikes. And you may be like, Tyler, this is a stupid idea. I understand that. Deal 4 damage 4 times. Can be upgraded any number of times. Oh, baby. I love this. This is the best card in the game. I love this. At the start of your turn, add an Orb Slam to your hand. Okay, sure. And then gain 4 block at the end of each turn while in defensive mode. And gain 3 defensive mode. Okay. It's a defensive run. That's for damn certain. If it wasn't positive before that it was a defensive run, it sure as hell is now. Put me in stasis. Bobble Beam. Okay. Let's do it. And then you know what? Give me an orb boy to my hand. Occasionally. Why are they floating around me? I don't like that, honestly. Do I want to be in defensive mode? I might, dude. I genuinely think I might. Although it's now gone. So 2 times 2. I think you want to do this. Gain 2 stasis slots. It genuinely, like, that much does not matter. Exhaust the first status or curse drawn each turn. It's insanely good. I like that a good deal. This draws a card as a roll attack. Sadly, we will take 10 here, and that'll put us into defensive mode, actually. But that's quite okay. Give me this. And then you know what? Give me this. We're now in defensive mode for 6 turns. And it means that we're doing not a lot of damage here. But I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. And we're still actually doing decent damage. It's just we put up so much block by playing cards. I'm feeling good about that. So 9 damage twice. Then you get that. Get 2 damage up in here. That gets us to our block amount needed. And this dude should be dead. 3 times 4, that'll do it for sure. I like that card a ton. So another gem to add a ward to our hand. Putting that into our Bauble Beam. 12 damage and you get block out of it. Seems really good. So I think that will be one of the orbs that we put in. And I'll be honest with you, I could be very interested in doing this whole shebang here. Evasive Protocol, gain 2 dex while in defensive mode and gain 2 defensive mode. I think this is a fine time to go into defensive mode for us. We will take like 3 damage here. Not too bad. You get an Orb Slam on top of it. This guy gets smacked. 4 block at the end of defensive mode. You got a lot of 0 cost cards, which allows us to crank up the block, and we will not have an issue here. It's definitely, you know, it's challenging my brain a little bit to figure out how we should be playing this, but I think we're doing an okay job. This turn blows, and I'm actually going to use the potion to ensure the turn does not blow as much. And then we just got this dude. So 9 and then another 9. Add another ward to the hand. Now we can play our attacks here. It's just every 0 cost attack we draw is like 30 block in defensive mode, which just makes it insane. And then this 9 and another 9. Keeping this deck thin is really doing a lot of stuff, and I will do this fight. It's a bit dangerous, but I think that it's worth it. So smack you. I want to get you done first. Sadly, we get Bauble Beam, although it's not really doing all that much for us right now. So I'm actually relatively okay with this. He will hit us for 2. Keep in mind, in 8, go into defensive mode. Not necessarily where you want to be, but still fine. We'll add a ward to my hand. Okay, I'm cranking up the strength on my boy over here. I will be going into defensive mode on this turn. Not that I think that's a good thing, by the way, but that's okay. Exhaust the first status or curse. Okay. I mean, at the current moment, he is not smacking us, even though he is 12 strength up. Me being vulnerable, this would be a bad time to be vulnerable, mind you. Luckily, we can kind of put on the smack on this turn. We're going to get hit for 11. It's still not horrible, but I'm feeling the heat of defensive mode for sure. 12 damage. This is 16 damage. And actually, this should get us there. Okay, that wasn't too bad, dude. And then Wing Boots and Sundial, I mean, they're not amazing, but they're fine. Gaining 2 artifact. Dude, I love gaining artifact. Harden. Look, as much as I love James and the Houston Rockets, I'm not necessarily sure this card is good. It's basically Dash with a socket on it. Does that make it worth it? I don't know. I think I skip for now. And then I'm just going to... I'm going to head right up the question marks here. And I cannot afford to lose all my gold. Thank you. So let's see. I want to do this. Smack you. We're going in order. I mean, this is pretty standard for me. Extra 5. You will not smack me on this turn. You don't want no smoke. You also didn't smoke no crack today. It's not how the song goes. It's actually like the exact opposite of how the song would go. Give me the ward. Our dex being down is hurting a lot. Let's do that. Not good here. Not very good. We'll lose 6 HP. But that is not the end of the world, I'll be honest with you. God, if we could get some curses, we genuinely get like enough to handle curses. This is gonna smack us, dude. We are not dead on this turn, but it'd be really nice to, you know, kill this guy right now. Okay, we will not be dying on this turn. Mainly because we put up, you know, 39 block out of nowhere. I'm not sure how we even did that. So, smack you. Give me this. Orb Slam, that's fine. Can I afford to not put up block? I think the answer is no. I'm going to put up the block. And he's going to continue to be a real son of a gun, but it's not really the end of the world. We can put up block pretty quickly. I'll gain defensive mode here. And we will come out of this alive. We'll get red mask. It's not, you know, amazing. Trust me. But I was not losing 465 gold, you know. So increase the damage dealt by beam cards by 1 this combat. Don't think that's great. What's a Sentry Wave? A 0-cost exhausting skill that applies 1 week to all if upgraded. Draws 1 card and places a Sentry Beam into stasis. It seems like really good for me. 0-cost cards are just fantastic for us, so I'm happy with that. I'll take the Special Relic as well. I don't even know what it does. Whenever you gain gold, heal 5 HP. You'd think I know that by now, but here we are. And I'm going to Wing Boots, and I'm going to be jumping around here, and this is kind of exactly what I wanted. So boom on this. I think we want that as well. And I'll be honest with you, I want this as well. Kind of a great scenario for us, but we benefit a lot from what just happened. Now, I would like to... I didn't do the free action because I'm apparently just the world's biggest dumbass or something. What else is new, to be fair? But okay, I'd like to go into stasis to go into thingamajiggy, to be honest with you. But instead, I will just do this. We're gonna get smacked for 6 on this turn. It's not terrible. Give me that ancient power. Get that sentry going in there. Okay. So it's going to return to my hand at 0 cost at the start of my next turn. You do you, buddy. I'm going to go... Oh, crap, dude. I'm going into big boy town here. So Sentry Wave is back. We apply a weak draw card and place another one in. Okay. It's strange, for sure. I don't know about that. We'll see how it goes, but I'm not convinced yet. Let me just put it like that. So we can afford to smack you. Or I can afford to gain 2 more stasis slots. I haven't quite figured out why I should put stuff into stasis. I suppose, and that's my own issue, I suppose. I should be working my ass off to get things, you know, smacking and going through stasis, you know, nice and quick kind of thing. You son of a gun, I could have killed you. Instead, you leave, and I lose my money. Not that I had that much money to begin with, now that I think about it, but it's all good. Gain 1 momentary dex, so that's another gem. You also got a repulsor. We've gotten this a million times. I feel like when gems show up, it's just worth it for me to take them. You know, because you end up with such benefit out of it in the end. So they're weak to start. That was the benefit of Red Mask. Get that out there. Just put up block. They're doing 15 damage, so I'd rather not take any if possible. And this is why we bought Turnip. Not becoming frail is a big part of what we're doing here. So let's get into defensive mode. I think it's almost always the right move to go into defensive mode for our deck. You know, as soon as possible, we hop in. It does put us into a tough spot where we just aren't doing the damage that we necessarily could. But I mean, we're 5 decks up whenever we're in defensive mode. It's basically just a defensive battle at this point. You might as well just do what you can in defensive. I mean, we put up another 15 block. I was just playing random cards. We got to 45 block, and they didn't stand a chance to even touch me, you know? I think that when you can get this going, you know, we're kind of just cycling. We're cycling basically the entire deck every turn, too. There's so many 0-cost cards, and we got some draws in there and all kinds of stuff that things are going well. The only thing that I'm a little bit worried about is I'm not positive that we can actually kill any of these dudes. Because he just continues to heal, although this will not happen here, and we will kill him on this turn. So, there's you dead. Momentary dex. I'm in defensive mode for like 15 more turns. I think we can afford to not do that. 42 block. is good, man. Is really good. I can't even imagine if we had a way to get ourselves like barricade. You know, some kind of prismatic shard into barricade kind of garbage. I feel like we could be on top of the world on this run. But tell you what, this felt good to do it like that. So charge core, 15 damage, then place the card into stasis. Okay. That seems pretty good, actually. So I will take it. Mercury Hourglass is always, you know, just okay. Not something I get overly amped up about. But, okay, so 15, it goes into stasis. And then it'll be 0 cost in 2 turns. Fair enough. Works for me. Gained some block. That's going to be 6 block, 5 damage. Refracted Beam is in there. So that comes back in 3 turns. Not really sure I want that in there for 3 turns. This guy packs a punch here as time goes on. And I think that maybe even gaining strength via our thingy might be the best idea. If you have no artifact, gain 2 and lose energy. I don't want to play that. Because it's bad, basically. So 5 damage and that goes into stasis. And all of a sudden we have all kinds of crap going on here. So let's go into stasis, I think. You're probably tired, or go into defensive mode. You're probably tired of me continuing to say the words stasis and defensive mode, but I do think that this is kind of our best play right now, is to just rock defensive route. And we continue to... Why did I get a ton of energy? The world will never know, to be honest with you. All I know is put up 36 block against Stabby Boy. Feels good. This bad boy we can also, you know, get smacking. Give me the ward. Give me the temporary boys. He will not be hitting me on this turn. 36 block seems to be around the magic number, and more or less he's dead on this turn if I can just grab this card. Holy crap, dude. It's doing okay. It's doing okay. Gain a strength. We almost need this. Strength, we rely on it on this run, and it's something that we haven't really gotten to work super well, but having strength really benefits us on this run. Because now being a strength up, it makes the 1 card, which is not here right now, much better, but 2 stasis slots. We'll play that. Let's get this guy smacked a couple times. And that will actually put him into bird mode. We could have done this in a different order and killed him. And I wholeheartedly see this now and choose to say frigate to that. Okay. Evasive Protocol. Give me that temporary boy. Let's just kill you. Weaken you. Twin Slam. Charge Core? Why not, man? You know, why not? He comes back in 2 turns. It's what you like to see. We'll keep this guy weak forever. This is why the strength is so good, as this becomes a 16 damage card even in defensive mode, which is insane. And floor fights aren't even a problem right now. I'm a little bit worried about boss fights, but not really. Seems pretty good right now, and he is dead. We once again took no damage. 6 damage, and then deal another 6 damage if you have a card in stasis. Or, when it leaves stasis, deal 20 to all enemies. I like this, but I like this Temporal Strike a good deal here. So let's heal. I have no reason to waste a... well, you know what, actually? I'm going to come this way. Let's enhance. So, Aquamarine, we're going to throw on the Bobble Beam. And it's going to make this card playable. Emerald, we're going to throw on the Bobble Beam. And then I'm going to Smith, and I think you already know what I'm going for. Refracted Beam gets upgraded. This is now going to be a 25... damage card occasionally, as basically is right now. So 6 damage to all enemies X times. That's 12 damage to all enemies. Tick, increase the damage dealt by beam cards by 1 this combat. Don't really think it's what we want to do. Place a random card into stasis. It's a Sentry Beam. It's like actually beautiful, to be fair. And then I will put up a little bit of block, and then we'll play that. It has no real benefit on us, but that's, you know, it's kind of whatever. We're not in defensive mode, so let's figure this out. First of all, weaken you. It did not weaken him because it didn't have a weaken on him. Fair enough. Add an Orb Slam to your hand. Now, what do you want to do? Do we want Momentary Dex? Is there really a reason to? It adds a ward to our hand, so I think this is the best way to do it. And it added 2 wards to our hand, and we will take 7 damage here. That is not true. We'll take 9 damage here. Math is hard. Don't get me wrong. So smack that. This is where you definitely want to, well, you don't want to be in defensive mode is part of the issue right now, but it's still a good amount of damage, and I am relatively content. Sentry Beam continues to activate here. I like when the Sentry Beam is, Can we kill you? We are not going to be able to kill you, which tells me that I should be going into ye old defensive mode instead. I'm already in defensive mode. We never leave defensive mode is the moral of the story, but you know what I'm saying. Prismatic Beam. Deal 4 damage, then repeat for each gem in this card. So if I have 2 gems in here, this is a 12 damage card, and it does the gems each time. It seems really good, but it does require us getting some gems, so we'll figure that out. Okay. I just want to look around and see what some of these are. So upgraded Sentry Wave. Are those the ones that give weakness? I don't know. Strength and an artifact, not really interested. I do genuinely think that getting this card to be, you know, a 30 damage card now, when we play it not in Thingamajiggy is pretty damn good. I'm going to go up strength on this turn as well. I mean, I'm going to literally just do it all here. This is a 33 damage card. That seems very strong for us. We got to defend in there. Get those orb slams coming. They just benefit us in defensive mode even more. Now this turn sucks. And we kind of knew that we would have an issue here. But we can make it work. So now we're in defensive mode. That makes this guy killable. You pop this. You're taking a chunk of damage here. But it's a fine chunk of damage. It doesn't mean we're, you know, crazy dead right now. It does mean I'm going to hit this guy for 42, though. Just a wild idea. Now, Orb Slam for 6. Being up strength right now, dude, is a dream from above. And then we'll end up drawing a card every time this ticks. It's so good, actually. Because it'll draw an extra card for us. And now we have all kinds of stuff to work with here. So, 6. He dies. Let's smack you for 6. Then smack you for 10. And then let's stay in defensive mode as normal. But now we're getting, you know, 8 block at the end of each defensive mode. It just makes being in defensive mode that much better now. That's why we throw those cards in. So applying a weak, drawing a card, placing a beam in. Will weaken you. Not like it really matters, but that's okay. And then how do I want to kill you? It sounds really mean when you say it like that, but we do want to kill him somehow. And I think that Bobble Beam is probably the best one because you get some stuff out of it. And then you smack this guy for 16, smack him for 6. We're en route to a good time. He's going to hit... Oh, he's going to spawn more people. Stop spawning people, dude. It's getting a little bit annoying, actually. He's dead. That's what you get, you son of a gun. And you won't even touch me because you basically do the damage of what I do here each time. So 16 to your face, and then 6 will kill you. You're hitting for a lot, buddy, and I really don't appreciate it. We will take no damage because I weakened him. That's a meme and a half, to be fair. And on this turn, we go all in on the damage front. Revenge Protocol. We will never leave defensive mode. But if we do, we're going to get a massive strength up, and this guy will be dead. But he will be dead long before it, to be honest. You can kind of see right now. We should have played Twin Slam there, but you can kind of see right now we're cruising. And basically, if we draw our one good one again here sometime soon, life is but a dream. But this guy might just be dead already. He's not dead. He's dead on the next turn, though. It's a rough life for this dude today. And you're dead, because that's a 30 damage card, because we upgradey boys. What an easy fight, dude. Okay. So exploit gems is literally to use your gems. We have too many other things right now that I don't think that's necessarily what we want, but this card is crazy good for us. And I've been waiting for them to straight up give me it, and they finally did. And I think that energy we benefit from. It's always good to have a little bit of extra energy. Even with ice cream, we've been finding that we have the energy, but I'd much prefer to kind of chill on that front. So get this going. Get something into stasis. Funny enough, Sentry Beam. And then really you're going to somewhat just play what you got, I think. Puts us in a good spot, taking no damage. The longer we go without taking damage, happier I am. Revenge Protocol adds to defensive mode, but that's okay right now. It's just the goal is to get out of defensive mode eventually, even though I just put 6 more defensive mode on us. Probably a little bit, leaves a bit to be desired now that I'm looking at the situation. Okay. It's only 3 damage if I play that. Let's do this. And we'll take 1 damage. Oh, darn, dude. It's 1 damage. Haha. Hilarious. Very easy. Okay. Another Sentry Beam upgraded. Let's get wacky with it. Let's get wacky and weird. What do you want to lose? 4 max HP sounds fine. So these guys, they always suck a tiny bit, but I should have played the strength first, 100%, but we already killed that dude. What a meme. You stupid son of a gun. Very easy life. So weakness to all enemy, and then we put another upgraded boy in there. Frigate, put another boy in there. 16's not quite enough to kill you, but... Oh, and we can't even put anything else into stasis. Because we got all kinds of stasis-y boys going, and these Sentry Beams just end up being insane. I'm not sure if I just got very lucky or if the character is relatively powerful, but, I mean, these Sentry Beams seem kind of like one of the best cards in the game right now. I don't know if I'm going crazy. So, gain Quantum Chamber. Quantum Chamber, upon pickup, choose a card. Start each combat with this card removed from your deck. At the start of your 4th turn, return it, and 2 copies of it to your hand. Wow, that's very weird. And I'm 100% going to take it. So what do I want many of in my hand eventually? Let's think long and hard about this. So you'd think it'd be a 0-cost card, but I'm looking at Refracted Beam, going, that's basically 50 damage, maybe even 60, 4 turns later. Don't think it's what you want, though. Boy, I really don't know what I want in my hand now. Let's... I actually have no idea. I'm trying to figure out what I should put in my hand. I could do Pain, but that seems like a horrible idea. Maybe I just want Sentry Beams in my hand. And that's a little bit of a weak play, I think, for a multitude of reasons. But it does become basically, on my 4th turn, I'm getting a buttload of damage out there. And that seems positive. Because basically a free 15 damage on that turn. Why am I able to play you? I cannot. Okay, never mind. It was definitely flashing like I could play it. So get into defensive mode because we now want to do this. And we're just, we're in a tough spot right now. In regards to our block, we'll be taking 14 damage here. It's the most we've taken in a while. It will be okay. Don't you worry. I will go a long way on this run and then eventually die. Because you know me. I go into defensive mode and that puts it into stasis, right? Yeah. That's what I thought. I will always make it to the final boss and then die to it. And here's all of our Sentry Beams. Okay. So they're all good. And I mean, we probably can kill everybody. We are not able to kill everybody, but you know what? It was heckin' close, and that's a step in the right direction for me. Sentry Beam, you're dead. 10-10, you're dead. And by the way, that's a 24 damage card right there. So that's fine. Let's do this. Smith. And I don't know. I kind of feel like we continue to just upgrade this. It's now going to be a 35 damage card whenever we really want. Big head is actually a bit of an issue for us. We want to get that strength immediately. So let's see if we can make this work. Get some cards into stasis. You want to extend the defensive mode a tiny bit, but not that much. I think you want to extend it like so. And then now you want to kill defensive mode to get your strength out of it. So do not go into defensive mode these next 2 hands here. And once again, is not what you're looking for. Puts a card into stasis. That smacks you for a couple. That smacks you for a couple. Okay. 1 more round of stasis, and then you're gaining, like, a lot of strength or something like that. So, weaken you. Place your mother and then some in the stasis. That's a lot of damage to him. That's another lot of damage to him. That's even more damage to him. Okay. You leave stasis, or leave defensive mode, and you're looking at gaining 5 strength. Okay. And now, I mean, you kind of know what we have to do. We just have to draw our card. And you know exactly what card it is. It's the one that goes boom, blop, 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 and is fantastic. There's going to be a lot of damage when that comes around. There it is. It's a 42 damage card. You can feel pretty good about that. We'll gain some thorns for free. Weaken him. Hit him with everything. He will not touch us on this, actually. He's dead. That was very good. That was very, very good. Let's get a quartz. We can throw it onto something. We still have a place for it in Prismatic Beam. And we'll actually draw a lot from that. This is now a 40 damage card. Just continue to crank on it. Mummified Hand is stupid. And lovely. Birdface Urn, also stupid. I mean, I kind of feel like this is the play. I also think that Apotheosis is a bit of a play here. That seems relatively strong to be able to upgrade, all of our cards. A lot of them are upgraded, but let's really go all in on that front. So the defend got for free. This is 24 damage. So we can actually kill this guy like so. And then we can't get that out there, but that's okay. And this guy will be a 0 cost. So this is going to be a 0 cost power that then makes another card 0 cost. Very dumb, and I love it a good deal. We're about to take a chunk of damage here. But it's the price you pay. Are we getting this card back? Absolutely we are. So we're going more defensive mode. Bobble Beam free. You're dead. Upgraded that, and then, I mean, this is where you start the spiral, as always. Another power, accelerate the rightmost card. I don't even know. How is that going to work, even? We accelerate it. It's too good already, So, let's smack you for 10. And then, so it's going to hit me for 7 when I do it. Let's instead... This is the first time I think I've ever played this card. Probably not, the best approach for us here. And I do think that we just smack this guy. Our block's not removed for 3 turns, but we're still just kind of chilling here. Things become free. You're dead. Okay, still doing fine. Still doing A-okay. Place this card into stasis. Gain 12 block and 1 strength every time it ticks. Okay, yeah, it's like screams good to me. So put a card in stasis. Prismatic Beam. It's okay. It's not amazing, but it's okay. And then put a block, man. And we continue to heal from Birdface Urn, which is very nice. Apotheosis, get everything upgraded. And everything starts to pop a little bit here. We actually take no damage on a 30 banger. Not usually likely for that to occur. Why are we... It's because we have no strength. Where'd all my strength go, dude? Okay. We will never see strength from that card, sadly, but that's okay. So Prismatic Beam, that should do it twice, which means we'll draw twice. Never mind. I have no idea how that card works. Fair enough. Artifact, gain dex while in defensive mode. You're taking 6 damage. I'm not really paying attention to the enemy. I'm just kind of smacking them, hoping for the best. That goes in. That gives us strength. Just continue to smack here. It's another power. Powers just make more garbage. This is now free. This is already good. Bobble Beam's going to be free. No, never mind. Guardian Whirl is going to be free. What a great name for a card. He's hitting us for 11. It's a funny joke. And every time that ticks, we gain strength. That's what you like to see. That's good 8 damage. Bunch of wards right now. Pain is going to do a number on us here. But I'm going to be honest with you. I little to not at all care about that. You can whittle me down to nothing. I will continue to play block until I have 143 block. It's a little bit ridiculous, I must say. I can't be the only one that finds that to be just a tad bit insane. When you're 7 decks up, I suppose, you know, things go nuts. That's a 54 damage card, man. It's good stuff. Okay, gain an artifact, lose an HP. No thanks, actually. And then what do you got here? Not a whole lot of anything. I mean, we can throw a repulsor in the deck. It's an extra power, so I think it's valuable. And then, I don't know. Why not? Why not fight this guy? I'm willing to get weird with it. Is multi-beam what we want? Increase the damage dealt by beam cards by 1 by doing this when it ticks. Let's do it, actually. Let's see what happens. Although we didn't put it into the stasis, so that's not going to work the way that I necessarily wanted to. Anyway, that's not going to do damage to him because you're stupid, Tyler, is the point you're trying to make here. And we're actually, like, very lucky. Because we were dead if I didn't play my cards right here. Luckily, we went into defensive mode, and instead we're looking okay. We're still looking a little, you know, not fantastic, but Prismatic Beam, but block, Sentry Wave, okay. Now that we're in defensive mode, I feel okay, but I mean, keep in mind, this is still a little bit nasty right now. Gain Dex. Gain Thorns. We want to charge. I can't charge up. That sucks. I really would like to charge up. That made Twin Slam free. Okay. Get Spheric Shield out there. We now have Blur, so keep that in mind. You know, a lot of this block is getting carried over, and that's going to allow us to do very, very good things. You also happen to give me Refracted Beam on the correct turn, so I appreciate you. Doing good stuff. And then just continue to stack the block. Still got Blur. You're getting up there into the 80s on some of these. And you will not die on this turn because you're annoying, but that's life. Prismatic Beam is just going to draw more. Don't care. Continue on. Smack me. Do whatever you want me to do. I got 2 artifacts. Half of what you do don't even matter. And that will kill you. A little bit close for comfort, but not too bad. Give me another ancient attack, and then I can't even enhance. I probably want to rest, just because, you know, not the best going into the final boss with no HP. Now, this is a tricky one, because this dude actually blows. And I do not like him at all. He's kind of exactly what we don't want here. But we're now in defensive mode, and we will only be for this turn, actually. That's okay, though. So Charge Core, get that in there. That's going to make Temporal Strike free. And that now puts us in the exact perfect spot that I want to be. Let's pay attention now to what he's doing. So get that in the stasis. And get that. And now we got to think. So we need some defense. I think this card is just worth it. I don't think that we should play any cards now, to be fair. Maybe you throw the Sentry Beam into stasis. But we don't want much else. You know, we want this guy to continue to tick, giving us strength. Although we sped it up by 2. So we're up 4 strength. That's fine. Let's get a power out there. Stasis slots. Bubble Beam I will play for the damage. And we got 36 blocks. So that's not an issue right now. And weakening him is also just fine. And I mean, putting these guys into stasis seems pretty good. 24 damage coming in. We may be in an endless, you know, cycle with this dude. Should really play Apotheosis. It was 9. We will be playing everything here. And you may be like, Tyler, it's a bit of a weak play in the end. But it's really not. Now, it's a weak play to play any cards here because he's going to buff himself back up to half. So don't play anything. That'll be the next wave. And frankly, that probably means that you just don't want to play anything here. I'll play Sentry Beams just to get them into stasis. But that's all I'm willing to do. He's going to heal to half. And now we just smack and we do what we can. We got 8 defensive modes. Still chilling. I think this is definitely a play your hand kind of situation. And you really, this is put up as much block as you can. Time. I genuinely feel like you play out your entire hand, if possible. Now you got 2 more cards. Let's do 14 to them. Give me 10 block. That's fine. I should have played the defend is actually better at this point. He's doing a lot of damage, but I mean, we have 102 block right now. So it's hard to really feel like that's, you know, an issue. I'll do 15 damage to him. Get our things back in stasis here. I feel like we probably still just want to play every card that we own. Next turn's gonna blow like a lot. But it is what it is. We can only actually play 2 of these. And I genuinely think I'd rather play this for 54 damage as my final card. So that we're now like 1 card away from killing him kind of situation. You know, he's doing nothing this turn. 10 damage. Get that in there. 4 damage. 9 plus 9. That's 6. Another 6 and another 6. And that's a completed modded run. It was a long one. Holy crap. I'm looking at the time and I'm going, this has been a hot minute, but that's a fun Guardian run. Really interesting character. Dude, strength. I'm telling you, the strength build is the way to go with this one. But final score 777 is not too great, but you know what? For the first time playing a modded character, I am happy. Once again, that is the mod Guardian mod by Michael Mayhem and Z Wolfies. Michael Mayhem's been doing all kinds of fantastic stuff on his channel. Shout out to Rhapsody. There you go. He's a great guy, man. He's a great guy. Making some really fantastic mods. Go check this one out. Link in the description down below. I'll catch you guys later. You have a good one. Bye-bye.